This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Michael Dean. Yes, honey, wearing many hats. He's our senior producer over there, also stage manager. Welcome to DBL. It's Thursday, June 25th. I'm Sam here with Erica. Miss Tori has the day off, but you know she's FOMOing.
Oh, she's always. Tori has the biggest fear of missing out I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and thank you for clarifying that, because I don't know if everybody in our DBL Nation knows what FOMO means, but as Erica said, fear of missing out. But Tori, enjoy your day off. Lindsay joins us from home. Hey girl, hey, looking good.
Hi, how's it going?
We're doing good over here. We miss you, Lindsay. We need to get you back in the studio already. We need to see you in the flesh.
I would love to see you guys. I miss everybody.
I know. All right, so let's get to the top of the stories. We are seeing record numbers of coronavirus cases. The U.S. had its highest single-day total, more than 38,000, according to the Washington Post. 3 states are leading the surge: California, Florida, and Texas, all reporting their highest number in recent days. Now, an interesting note here: young people now make up the majority of coronavirus cases in at least 4 states. These are people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. In response to the surge, governors of 3 states, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, are implementing travel restrictions for people coming from some of the hardest hit states. Here's what New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said about it last night on CNN.
States do have authority over their public health, and they can quarantine. What we're saying in New York now, and also Governor Murphy in New Jersey and Governor Lamont in Connecticut, look, we fought like heck to get our infection rate down. We have the lowest infection rate, Christopher, in the United States of America. We went from the highest infection rate in the country to the lowest transmission rate.
Something to be proud of. And, you know, Lindsay, you're from New York. You're a proud New Yorker. You said this, you know, your home state was a hot spot. Now it's on the decline, one of the lowest, if not the lowest. What do you make of the recent travel restrictions? And also, how do you feel about hearing that after all the work, especially seeing your own home state make those sacrifices? And here we are back again, if anything, in a worse position than we were before.
Right. I know that Texas, Florida, and Arizona all opened really earlier than most states in this country, and so now they're having some of these issues that they're facing. And I know a lot of people love to go to New York as a place to visit during the summer, and especially now that things are opened up. But I know, like Governor Cuomo said, they worked really hard to bring that rate down. People were dying at an insane rate, and we all remember. I remember personally how scared I was because so much of my family lives there. So to go there and not follow the restrictions that have been keeping them safe for months is really just disrespectful to everything that they've been working on. So I think we have to listen to people in authority, and I think that other states should follow what Governor Cuomo has done.
I agree. And here's the caveat, though, because I listened to all of the viewers, and I know that we assume, Erica, that a lot of these people are like the young people, and we do see the data that proves that. The people that I am concerned about, of course, loss of life, nothing can equate to that. But there's a lot of hungry people trying to get back to work, too.
Right.
And you know what? If you're on unemployment, if you're not able to provide for your family, sometimes you can turn to self-medication, addiction. I know that all too well as, you know, suicide rates have gone up. So we got to look at that as well.
Yeah, I think that people are kind of like hedging their bets in terms of what's going to be most beneficial for them. If you're someone who feels like you have been in quarantine and it's been a hell for your life, like it's been something that's hindered your life in some way, whether it's economically or mentally, then you're thinking, okay, well, how much worse could it be? Get out there. But also, I'm thinking right now, you know, we're right on the heels of 4th of July. It pains me so much that generally a week that I would be spending with my family, I can't see them, and I haven't seen them since, you know, February at this point. So if it weren't for my mom being like, I really don't feel comfortable because she has respiratory issues with you guys coming because we were going to try to make a way to get there, then I likely would have hopped on a plane too to try to get to my family.
That's honest. Yeah, there's so many different feelings here, but yeah, to Lindsay's point, to those of you out there that are just doing it selfishly to get to the bar and not listening to social distancing recommendations and masks, yeah, that's a whole different subject. All right, really important story. It's another step toward justice justice for Ahmaud Arbery, the 25-year-old black man who was shot and killed after being chased down while jogging in Georgia. The 3 white men accused of killing him have all been indicted on murder charges by a Georgia grand jury. Now there's another case getting a lot of attention right now, even though this occurred back last August. 23-year-old Elijah Mcclain was walking down the street when he was stopped by police in Aurora, Colorado, right here. We're in Denver. After getting a suspicious person report, officers tackled him, placed him in a chokehold, and restrained him. A paramedic later injected him with ketamine to calm him down. Now, Mcclain had a heart attack on the way to the hospital, suffered from brain damage, and died a few days later. The Aurora Police internal investigation said the officers all acted within their authority, but have promised an independent investigation. Still, calls for justice for Mcclain are growing. More than 2.7 million people have signed this petition demanding justice, and now Colorado Governor Jared Polis has promised to examine what the state can do. Lindsay, I know that this was more of, unfortunately, a local story a year ago. Now, thank God, it's become headline news, national story. A lot of activists are trying to get justice. What do you make of it?
I mean, Elijah is an example of the many stories that we don't hear about. It's unfortunate that this happened last August, and we're just talking about it very close to this August, a year later. So his parents and family have been suffering for a long time, knowing that their son, who loved music and was reportedly dancing, listening to music, he went to Petco and played violin for animals. You know, he helped out stray cats. He was a massage therapist. 23 years old, can no longer live his life. And it's because somebody decided that a black man walking down the street looked like a suspect, and the police decided that that was the case as well.
Yeah, here we go again, Erica. And yet this was a year ago. I say here we go again, but this was a year ago.
Well, and I'm glad that action is being taken and that there are cries for justice. Realistically, this is why social media is so important. We are in the state of Colorado where we are 3 to 4% black in the entire state. The city of Denver, and including Aurora, it's a very segregated situation. So when you have such little representation, then the color of your skin becomes an even more amplified weapon, because people are like, what is this person doing here? And if you look anything different from what the status quo they feel should be, then automatically you're a suspect. I do want to call to attention a friend of the show, Representative Leslie Herod. She has put out a 4-step call to action on her Instagram. We have a few slides to show you, demanding justice for Elijah. This is information that you can get on our website as well as her Instagram. It's telling you everything you need to know about the case, including who you should be calling or reaching out to in order to demand justice for Elijah.
Amen. Thank you for that, Erica. And yeah, I believe one of those slides mentioned his GoFundMe, because there is a GoFundMe. Yes. It's Elijah, I believe, Mcclain. Go to that GoFundMe, follow those action steps that Erica just showed you. And if I'm feeling exhausted, I can only imagine what you and Lindsay and what every other person of color is feeling. I'm just so sorry. I don't know when it's going to end. Coming up on DBL, our medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, joins us with information that could help keep you and your loved ones COVID-free during the pandemic. Then we are chatting with a husband and wife celebrity training team. They're showing us some exercises you can do. And as we near the end of the week, we gotta thank our coworkers, because they are producing the show from home during this pandemic. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Pets are family.
Welcome back to DBL. We are all about facts, not fear, and providing info to keep you and your loved ones safe. So as COVID-19 cases surge in young people all across the U.S., there is a controversial idea among some parts of the community that say it might be better for young people to get infected with the virus so they can get it over with and ultimately have immunity from it. It reminds me of like those chickenpox parties, right? So we have seen this before with young people having COVID parties. I didn't know about this. Dr. Coley joins us live. Before we get, hey doc, before we get to viewer questions, can you break this down? Is there any scientific merit to this idea?
There's absolutely no scientific merit, and it's actually a very dangerous idea, Sam, so I'm really glad that we're talking about it today. So let's talk about the reasons why people think this might work and why it's actually dangerous. So the first is an individual level reason. So a lot of people say, I'm going to go out and catch it, get it over with, and that way I'm immune and I don't have to worry about it. That's an extremely risky thing to do because we don't know that catching the infection actually confers immunity on a long-term level. And you're exposing yourself not only to the risks of the infection, but also the potential complications that could occur. So definitely not a good idea. The second reason is the argument that you're helping the group out by creating something called herd immunity faster. So herd immunity, if you recall, is the concept that if enough people come down with the infection, it actually slows the spread of the infection because they're immune from the infection. But the problem with this concept is for this kind of a virus, you have to have at least 60% of the population immune to the infection in order for herd immunity to kick in. So if you think about the United States, that means that 1 million people have to get infected every single week for the next 3.5 years before we're going to achieve that herd immunity target. So that's definitely not a good idea to do this for that reason. And then finally, if you asked me, do you want to get sick today, Dr. Coley, or do you want to get sick in 6 months? I would say definitely in 6 months, because today we got nothing in our toolbox. We have remdesivir, which shortens the duration of illness, and that's about it. We have no other treatments. Whereas in 6 months, I expect we're going to have a lot more treatments available. So if you want to catch the virus, now's not the time to do it. So I definitely advise against this strategy.
I'm so glad you clarified that. I hope everybody heard her, please. So let's get to viewer comments. We ran out of time yesterday before answering these questions about being in public spaces this summer. So Molly asks, my family is road tripping for the 4th and we'll have to stop at gas stations, restaurants. What should we always keep in mind while on the road?
So Molly, I love road trips too, and the most important thing is to understand the science of the spread of the virus. So remember, it spreads more efficiently in indoor spaces, 19 times more than outdoor spaces. It spreads with person-to-person contact, and it spreads with contact with surfaces. So when you're stopped at the gas station, you want to avoid the convenience store. Take your snacks with you so that you're avoiding that indoor space. You want to pump the gas with some kind of a barrier protection, a paper towel or a napkin or something on the gas pump. And then when you're stopping at restaurants, you want to think about sitting outside, sitting in the corner, trying not to touch the menu if you can help it. And if you're carrying out, remember that packaging could be infected. So you really want to sanitize your hands often while you're eating and consuming food when you're on the road.
Well, Ashton wants to know, will extreme heat or freezing extend the life of droplets, or will they only live a certain period of time depending on the material?
No, we actually know that the virus is very sensitive to temperature and spreads most efficiently in the cold and dry climates. But we also know, as we're seeing now, that it can spread in hot and humid weather. Now, extreme heat has actually been shown to inactivate the virus, but interestingly enough, we don't yet know whether extreme cold temperature, so freezing the virus, whether that kills it or not.
Ay, 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 so much information. It changes daily. Thank goodness we have Dr. Coley on our side to always break it down. We appreciate you. You will be back tomorrow. DBL Nation, if you have questions about coronavirus you want answered by Dr. Coley, write us on social media. You can also email info@dailyblastlive.com. No panic, just prevention and precautions. We will be right back.
It's only a matter of time until your check-in
Welcome back to DBL. Luther and Kathy Freeman are known for reinventing celebrity bodies with their 30-day transformation program, and quarantine hasn't slowed them down yet. Earlier, Lindsay spoke with them in today's DBL Spotlight.
Luther and Kathy Freeman, thank you guys so much for joining Daily Blast Live.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We're all in social isolation, so Kathy, I have to ask you, there's a term making the rounds called quarantine fatigue. Can you break that down for us?
Oh, yes. If you heard anybody say there's only 3 days in the week right now, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, you may be suffering from quarantine fatigue. It's where everything is starting to look one tone. You know, just life in general feels like we're stuck in this hamster wheel of going on repeat.
And Luther, it's hard to stay motivated when, honestly, there's nowhere to go. No parties, no events, you know, where you gotta be looking nice. So how do you keep the motivation to continuously work out?
I think we should create a new relationship with health in general. Instead of focusing on getting in shape, we should focus on just making this a lifestyle change. And also just not putting pressure on ourselves, but at the same time, being honest and real with ourselves. And am I afraid of failure? Don't run from failure, and don't run, just face it and accept it and expect it to happen and deal with it.
Exactly. Now, you guys transformed Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, and my partner and I would love to get in a workout routine. We ride bikes now from time to time, but we want to get in a real routine. And we know that some of your workouts require no machinery, no nothing. So let's start with stand-ups. Why is this workout good for couples?
Stand-ups are great because it puts you in an intimate position. And also,
Once you try it, you'll know.
It also helps you to learn how to provide pressure. So you can give leverage and you can take leverage, and that's what relationships all about, right?
Help them grow.
Okay, let's talk about Lean On Me, because I love that name, love that movie, everything. So tell me about the workout.
Triceps.
Yeah, it activates your triceps, and it engages your core and your whole body, and it's a great tricep movement that I would do on the wall if I was by myself. But when you have a partner, it just makes it fun.
Okay, and what about Trust Me? I see all these names have some different connotations.
The exercise Trust Me is not about doing it right. It's a pistol squat, essentially. It's all about trust.
Your partner's going to be supporting you, and you're going to be supporting them at the same time. If one of y'all starts buckling, guess what? You're going to start wobbling all over the place.
And so go ahead and create the buckle, create the momentum, create the push, so that way you feel a little more.
Yeah.
I was completely amazed by what you guys did, and I'm hoping that we have the same success continuously. Thank you both, Luther and Kathy Freeman, for helping us all live our best, healthiest lives.
You're
All
welcome.
right.
Pleasure
Sending
meeting you.
love to everybody out there right now. Be blessed and be
Be
safe.
safe. That's right.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Do you have a life insurance
DBL, Erica, are you into some sweet, sweet deals, girl?
I'm always into the sweet, sweet deals.
Me too. Yes. Earlier, Stephanie showed Jeff some great products at even better prices. Who doesn't love that? In DBL Deal Blast, presented by Morning Save. Take a look.
Hey, Steph, what do you have for us today?
This is a 3-in-1 waterproof bug zapper and lantern. It combines, Jeff, a camping lantern, a mosquito zapper, and a flashlight. It's super handy. Normally, this is $80, but right now it's only $29, which means, Jeff, we're saving 64%.
Whoa! What else you got for us, Steph?
This is a 6-pack Extreme Fit copper-infused knee-high compression socks. They improve your blood circulation in the legs to help fight swelling and fatigue, and it helps stimulate oxygen delivery to the muscles. Normally, the pack is $80, but right now they're only $19, which means, Jeff, we're saving 76% on keeping our blood flow going around our legs.
That was an amazing deal.
All right, now, Jeff, this one's for you. This is the 2-pack Vivitar Bluetooth Stake lawn speaker, so you can stream your music wirelessly. And the best part is they're waterproof, so you don't need to worry about any bad weather. Now, normally, they're $70, and right now they're only $29, Jeff. So for you, you're saving 59% on getting summery tunes outside and living your best life.
I love it. What else? You got one last thing for us?
It is the Pure Daily Care Ultimate Aromatherapy Diffuser and Essential Oil Set. It's got 7 ambient lights for different modes or different light combinations, so you can pick it to your mood. Now, normally, this is $150, but right now it's only $39, which means you're saving 74%.
I love it, Steph. Well, thank you so much for all those sweet, sweet deals. If you guys want some sweet deals, head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Again, thank you so much, Steph.
Morning Save. I mean, we get viewers writing in all the time being like, okay, do you guys really shop on Morning Save? Yeah. And then my mom shops on Morning Save, and then I have to figure out, like, I better not get her something for, like, her birthday from Morning Save because she may already have it. Right?
I'm telling you, everybody's redoing their backyards and patios, and most of the stuff that's on my patio is from Morning Save.
I know, Erica. Before we go, we want to give a big DBL shout out to Augie. You guys, look at his face. This golden retriever who recently celebrated, are you ready? Her 20th birthday. She was adopted at the ripe old age of 14. And according to the Gold Heart Golden Retriever Rescue in Maryland, she is the oldest known, oldest living golden retriever. Her white face, I can't with her. I know, Erica, and my doggy baby is 17. I hope baby gets to 20. I really do.
I'm praying for baby. I'm praying for Spike. We want our dogs to live a long time.
I hate that dogs have such short lifespans. We got to figure that out. Come on, science.
Figure that out.
Science, figure it out. Lindsay, thank you for joining us if she's still there, but we always appreciate you. DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow.